Ethan Fry homers twice, including a walk-off in the seventh. Tigers win 11-1. Let's talk about it. Locked on LSU. Here we go.
You are Locked On LSU, your daily podcast on the LSU Tigers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Okay, let's get it. It is Locked on LSU, your team every day. I'm your host, Matt Moscona. Thanks so much for being with us. We're free, available wherever you get great podcasts, of course, on YouTube as well. So please subscribe. As always, one of the fastest ways to help us grow is by leaving your comments below. So thank you for that. LSU beats UNO 11-1 in a game where the LSU pitching was more than effective enough. And the Tiger offense got going with a few crooked numbers, including walking it off in the bottom of the seventh on Ethan Fry's second home run of the night, a 4 RBI day for Ethan Fry. So a ton to get into. Thank you for being with us. If you're with us live, I'll remind you, you know the drill. I'll give you my recap of the game, my takeaways for about 10 minutes. We'll grab a quick break, come back, then it's you and your questions. So please get your questions in, drop them. If you're listening or watching on demand, thank you so much for that. As a reminder, as soon as LSU baseball games go live, we are live on the Locked On. Excuse me. As soon as LSU baseball games go final, we are live on the Locked On LSU YouTube channel. So we'll look for you there. Okay, let me delve into this a little bit. My single biggest thing that I wanted to see in this ball game was strikes. LSU right now is in the bottom 4 of the conference in walks. This has been a problem. LSU leads the SEC in strikeouts, right, from its pitching staff, but it's near the bottom in walks. There's just been too many of them. Now, my contention, as you know, has been a lot of those walks have been from guys that you're not necessarily going to count on the weekends. Well, this was an opportunity to see some of those guys get out there and see if they could be strike throwers. And this was a game where, look, LSU used 10 different pitchers over the weekend. And Jay Johnson said in the pregame there were some guys that were not going to be available. Obviously, Connor Ware was not going to be available. DJ Primo pitched 3 times this weekend. He wasn't going to be available. You aren't going to bring William Schmidt back. You aren't going to bring Zach Cowan back. So you're going to have a limited number of guys available in this game. So it was going to be interesting to see if you could get through it, who you could get work, and to see if they could throw strikes. Well, Jaden Noot got the ball to start the game, and I thought Jaden Noot, aside from the first 3 hitters of the game, was really good. If you weren't watching at the start of the game, if you missed it, Jaden Noot walks the leadoff batter on 5 pitches. He gets a 3-run count, walks. He goes strike, 4 straight balls. So you got a runner on, you've walked the leadoff guy. Then he gives up a single to the left side, then a single to the right side. You're down 1-0, just like that. But then Jaden Noot settled in. After that, 3 consecutive strikeouts, each of them on 2-2 pitches. Jones homers bottom of the first. You tie the ball game. Noot goes out there in the second and was really good in the second. Now, he allowed the leadoff single, but after the single, you got a caught stealing, a foul out, and a fly out. And just like that, he's out of it, facing the minimum. In the bottom of the second, you get another run. This was when Pearson walked with the bases loaded. Look, they weren't good. Reeves walked to lead off the inning. Stanfield singled on a high fastball that he ripped into left field. Dickinson walked, which loaded the bases. Then Pearson walked with the bases loaded. This was UNO's a terrible baseball team. Anyway, so you're up 2-1 at this point. You go into the third, and Noot goes back out there for the third. Ground out, single with 2 outs, but then gets the fly out to end it, facing 1 over the minimum. So Jaden Noot, I thought, went out there and was pretty good through those 3 innings. And then, of course, he goes out there for the 4th and gets him in order. So this was a day where you wanted to see who could throw strikes. You want to see who might be guys that you can count on moving forward. If you need to give him the ball and say, I need you to throw the ball over the plate. After Jaden Noot walked the leadoff hitter of the game, he didn't walk another batter. And he struck out 5. Struck out 5 in his 4 innings. Mentioned he struck out the side in the first. But 1 run on 4 hits. Of course, that 1 run was in the first inning. The run that scored was the leadoff walk of the game. Other than that, he threw up zeros. You have to be happy. Jacob Myers followed, gave you an inning and 2/3. When he's on, he's great. He walked 1, struck out 4, didn't allow a hit or a run. I thought he was really good. And then Cooper Williams. Remember, Cooper Williams is a guy who you'd love to see emerge because LSU needs left-handed pitching to come through. Because right now, you got Cade Anderson. You're looking for other guys you can count on from the left side. Connor Ware is a guy that they certainly thought would play a huge role and may very well play a huge role on this team. But up until this point through 6 weeks of the season, it hasn't been as good as it was in the fall. Now, something's going on there. I don't know, but you got to find left-handed pitching you can count on. Jay Johnson has mentioned Dalton Beck as a possibility. Well, Cooper Williams is one of those super talented freshmen. He's got great arm talent, but his inability to throw strikes has meant they haven't given him opportunities. Well, in this game, he went through an inning and 2/3, had a strikeout, allowed 2 hits, but didn't walk anybody. I would rather you give up 2 meaningless hits than put someone on base because you can't throw it over the plate. So a nice outing there by Cooper Williams as well. And I'll remind you, this is a UNO team that can hit the baseball. They are a terrible pitching team with a staff ERA north of 7. And they're just not good. But as a cumulative batting average, they hit over 320. They had 26 homers coming into this ball game. So that's a UNO team that can hit. And if you give them base runners, they can take advantage of it. Not that dissimilar from Missouri. The most encouraging thing in this ball game is you kept the walk numbers low. Jaden Noot walked the first hitter of the game. After that, you only walked 1 the rest of the way, and that was the 1 walk that Jacob Myers issued, and it didn't hurt you. So really, I thought strong outing from LSU. 113 pitches thrown among the 3 pitchers, 71 strikes. You'll take that every day. Offensively, you missed a couple of opportunities early. Look, like we talked about, this UNO team is really bad. In the first inning, they loaded the bases for you. Jones homered, and then with 2 outs, Pearson's hit by a pitch. Milam just rolls over one to second base. The kid kicks it. And then Brown's hit by a pitch. You got the bases loaded. And then Aaron Beatty strikes out swinging. But Aaron Beatty would make amends. He'd come up in the 3rd inning, and he would hit a 2-run homer after Brown doubled. By the way, I'll say it again. There was no justification whatsoever for Jake Brown ever being out of the lineup again. The double in the second inning, or the double in the 3rd to left field was incredible. He just keeps getting on base. He can hit at every level to all fields with power to all fields. He's your best defensive right fielder. Jake Brown needs to be in the lineup every single day. He was 1 for 2 in the ball game, double, run scored, also walked. He was hit by a pitch, so he was on base 3 times. Jake Brown needs to be on the field every game. He has to be in the lineup every game. Nice to see Aaron Beatty come back from the strikeout to get the homer. And then, of course, Ethan Fry, who entered the game as a pinch hitter, ends up with 2 homers after pinch hitting for Pearson going into right field. He hit the homer, as we mentioned, in the 5th. Hit the homer in the 5th, and then obviously the walk-off in the 7th. This is the thing about Ethan Fry. A year ago, we saw Fry hit in the non-conference. In conference play, he hit sub 200. We know he can hit against UNO on a Tuesday night. Can he hit against Texas on a Friday night in Austin? That's the thing that we need to find out about Ethan Fry. Because I would love a scenario where Jake Brown's your everyday right fielder. Fry is your DH against lefties. Pearson's your DH against righties. And that's your path throughout this season. You need a pinch hitter from the right side. Fry's the first guy off the bench. There's a lot of ways that you can make this work to where he can have an impact. But I got to see him do it consistently against the best arms in conference play. All of these guys are going to get a great opportunity to do that this weekend when you head to Texas to take on the Longhorns, who will be, remember this, by far the best team you will have played all year. The best arms, legit arms you will have faced. Schlossnagle, of course, is an elite pitching coach. This is going to be, by a mile, the biggest test you will have faced. LSU's offenses look great to this point. They've struck out the fewest number of times in the SEC. They've walked more than they have struck out, which is crazy. But this is going to be the best pitching staff you faced. Let's see how they do going to Austin. Okay, y'all. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to knock out my very, very, very quick break. And when we come back, it's you. So please get your questions and comments in. Drop them in. It's Locked on LSU, your team every day. The Armada Team of the Week is brought to you by our friends at Nissan and the all-new 2025 Nissan Armada. Each week, our locked-on college basketball experts are picking one team that stands apart. From top-seeded stars to the unexpected upsets, these guys showcase the strength and sheer power needed to push their team forward. This week's Armada and clear-cut Team of the Week, the Florida Gators. The Gators, led by Walter Clayton, 17 points a game, just dominated the SEC tournament, winning each game by at least 9 points. When it comes to the Nissan Armada, they say, go forth and conquer. And that's exactly what the Florida Gators have done here. It's clear that our team of the week is out here ready to conquer the road ahead with confidence, just like you can in the all-new Nissan Armada or any of Nissan's outstanding vehicles. Take the Nissan Armada, Rogue, or Pathfinder and go find your next big adventure. Shop NissanUSA.com. Scaling your business requires the right expertise at the right time. With Upwork, you can find specialized freelancers in marketing, development, design, and more. Experts ready to help you take your business to the next level. Upwork gives you business flexibility by connecting them with top freelance talent across multiple industries, including IT, AI, web development, and marketing. Whether you need extra hands for a project or a long-term partner, Upwork makes hiring simple and affordable. It's fast and easy. You post a job that's free and simple, and within a day, you'll have multiple qualified candidates to choose from. Visit Upwork.com right now and post your job for free. That's UPWORK.com, Upwork.com, to connect with top talent and grow your business today. Okay, the Tigers win 11-1. They walk off UNO. You've heard my thoughts. Let's get to yours. If you're with us live on YouTube, thank you so much. 183 watching right now as we're moving through this Tuesday night. It's truly a thing that makes LSU baseball unique, and I mean that in the literal sense. I guarantee you there's no other show, none on the Locked On Network, that on a Tuesday night can have their baseball team get a walk-off win over a directional in-state opponent and have 183 souls watching live at 9:34 p.m. So, 184. So thank you so much for that. So please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you're notified when we post a video or when we go live. Let's get to you. The Nature Boy, a.k.a. Trivia Carter. Thank you for being there. My friend, the Marine. Monty, Noot was impressive tonight for his ability to come off the bench and get hits is special. You know, the one thing I want to see, I mentioned about Fraley. Fraley. Fry. Where did that come from? The deep recesses of my brain. Again, I want to see him do it against conference opponents. A year ago, forgive me, a year ago, Ethan Fry hit for the season. Ethan Fry's batting average for the season a year ago was he hit 228 for the season, but his conference batting average was sub 200. So got to see a guy that's capable of doing it against the best arms. You didn't face a legit arm today. You faced UNO on a Tuesday against a team with a staff ERA north of 7. I'm not excited about BP home runs. No one should be here today in awe of Jared Jones hitting a 450-foot homer against UNO. Jared Jones is awesome. We know that. And he'll do it in big spots, and he has in his career. But same with Ethan Fry. Let me see you do it in conference play. Omar the Tiger. What's the redshirt rule for baseball? Like football can play 4. Is there a game allowance in baseball? Great question, Omar. No, there is no game allowance. If you play, you burn your red shirt. So the one that we're all keeping an eye on is Eddie Yaman, who's the transfer from Dayton, first base, third base catcher, sort of a utility infield guy who could play all over, has yet to play. So here's the question from Fire 3449 about Yaman. Yaman's not hurt. The idea is they would like to redshirt him this year and have him next year. Remember, you're going to lose Jared Jones. You're going to lose Luis Hernandez. You're going to lose some of your big power bats after this season. So if Yaman takes a red shirt, comes back next year, in theory, could be a plug-and-play replacement for Jared Jones at first base next year is what I think what'll happen. Hey, Jonah, Noot bounced back, had a great outing against a good hitting team, manufactured a lot of runs. Do you think the failed suicide squeeze was communication error or execution? Good question. I don't know. Of course, it was Jake Brown who got caught in the pickle. We've seen a lot of those. I think part of it, and I don't know. And again, Jay Johnson may be discussing that in the postgame right now as we speak. I don't know if he'll address it. He is giving these guys a lot of autonomy to be aggressive. And my inclination is to believe it's execution. But I don't know. That's a question that Jay will have to answer to know what the call was. Hey, Chris, thanks for being there. M. McLaurin, Jared Jones going to hit a 500-footer at some point this season. The bomb was incredible, a 450-foot homer. And I don't mean to be dismissive of it. In saying what I said a minute ago, it's just to say that we've seen Jared Jones hit monster homers against great pitching, and he'll continue to do that. But yes, that ball he hit was an incredible display of power and bat speed. 450 feet. But I'll tell you this, let's not forget about Kate Arambidi. Arambidi's homer went 412 feet. And, the old adage from baseball people I'll tell you is the last tool to come is power. You hit for average and then you hit for power. It's Alex Bregman's a great example of this. Bregman, people may not realize this. Dylan Cruz hit more homers in his freshman season than Bregman hit in his 3 years in Baton Rouge. Bregman goes to pro ball, and the power tool came. So power is always the last thing to come. The fact that Kate Arambidi is a freshman, hit a 412-foot bomb, tells you what is the potential that is in there for that young guy. Hey, Rhett, my first hire as a collegiate baseball coach would be the best former MLB defensive catcher I could find. It's no different than football. Center, nose guard, middle linebacker, safety. You got to be strong up the middle. Catcher, middle infield, center field. You got to be strong up the middle. You got to have a great catcher. LSU doesn't. Brant, UT loses a midweek game. Fans are melting. They're late to the party on expectations. I try to tell them Scone, but they can't handle it. Yeah, Tennessee lost to East Tennessee in their midweek game. It's baseball. It's why I love baseball. I believe y'all aren't going to like this. Tennessee is the best team in college baseball this year. Tennessee is better than LSU this year. Talent, depth, execution, all that stuff. It's not to say they'll win. The Tennessee baseball team in 2022 is the best college baseball team I've ever seen. And they lost to home super regional Notre Dame. But the 27 Yankees, Ruth and Gehrig, the greatest baseball team ever, lost games. Everybody loses games, even Tennessee to East Tennessee. That's what happens. Hey, Thomas, thanks for being there. The pitchers were good. Bubba, nice work for the Tigers. Had to watch it all since I missed the whole weekend. Meyer looked good. So did Noot. I thought Jacob Myers, I think, is an X factor on this team. He was a starter at Nichols. He's capable of extending. The stuff is electric. His 96 plays like 100 because of how quick his release is. It explodes out of his hands. It gets on hitters quickly. He is a sensational arm talent. If he can command it, he is a big leaguer. Again, if Jacob Myers can command his stuff, he is a big leaguer. Can he command it? Tonight he did. And when he does, it looks like that. He goes an inning and 2/3 and strikes out 4. An inning and 2/3 strikes out 4. He gets 5 outs. 4 of them are via strikeout. College hitters it's going to be tough for college hitters to hit that guy. if he throws it over the plate. Hey, Colin, poor John Pearson was finally going to get an AB for Ryan's game with a homer. I would still love to see John Pearson get a start at third. How about Tanner Reeves getting a start today at third? I like that. I think that's what we're going to see. I think we're going to see Reeves and Aaron Beatty get their opportunities on Tuesdays, where Braswell and Hernandez are primarily going to be your guys. Reeves did go 1 for 2. He walked twice, so got on base 3 times. He is very capable and very talented, probably with a higher ceiling. Braswell got on base a ton this weekend and is a better defender. I don't even think that's debatable at this point, but onward. A couple more here. Tristan, what's up, Matt? Great win by the Tigers. Drop by with those gifts for the Parrish guys and gals. For those that don't know, Parrish is a company that I'm a partner in, Parrish Construction and Roofing. So that's what he's referring to. Tristan, a lot of different people here may just not be familiar with it, just different format. But I appreciate it greatly. Thank you. Thank you, Thomas. I appreciate that. Y'all, please hit that, smash that like button. Had a bear on the loose tonight. Melody, thanks for being there. Greg, great pitching tonight. Baseball gods don't mess around for UT. Can't wait for the UT LSU series. It is going to be spectacular theater, I should say. Yeah, and if anyone has tickets, y'all let Brant know for LSU Tennessee. Gerald, Tennessee, number 1, can't handle the spotlight. Listen, y'all know my feeling on midweek games. I don't need to step up on a soapbox and go on any type of rant. I don't care that Tennessee lost to East Tennessee. Not an iota. We can laugh at them. It's fun. But careful. What do they say about throwing, pointing finger? What was Dale Brown's O-line? Careful pointing fingers because you got 3 more pointing back at you. It's going to happen that LSU is going to lose a midweek game this year. Like, it's going to happen. So careful laughing at Tennessee losing to East Tennessee. It's going to happen to LSU at some point this year. And when it does, I'm going to shrug it off the same way I'm shrugging off this. But it is fun to laugh at him a little bit. Hey, Willie Green's burner. Anybody starting to wake up and smell the fishiness of the Guidry situation? No, he's injured. He's got a back injury. And I'm not guessing on that. Gavin Guidry has a back injury. And it's concerning that it's just slow to heal. So they're not going to be careless with it. They're not going to rush him out there. But Gavin Guidry's in the dugout. Like, if it was something fishy, he wouldn't be in the dugout on the top step standing next to Jay Johnson, smiling and talking and laughing with his teammates. It's a back injury, and it's something that he's trying to manage. And that's all it is. So there is nothing more than that. So no. Middle body, belly button. No. You're assuming. He never said belly button. Jay was asked if it was an arm injury. He said no, lower body. And then clarified and said, well, middle of the body. It's a back injury. There's nothing fishy going on at all. Gavin Guidry has a back injury. I know this. He has a back injury, and they are not going to rush him back until he's ready to go. So when is that? I don't know. I'm telling you, as someone who lives with chronic back pain, back injuries suck. I'm 42 years old. If you're watching behind me, these are 2 marathon plaques that I ran. Marine Corps Marathon, New York City Marathon. If I could go back and undo it and not run those races, I would do it. Great accomplishments, not worth it, because every day of my life, it's hard to do simple things because of the damage I did to my back. Back injuries suck. I'm not saying that's the degree to which Gavin Guidry has, but I'm telling you, Gavin Guidry has a back injury that he's dealing with. There is nothing fishy about it at all. And if you're thinking there is, then you have never dealt with back pain. Hey, Michael. Baby on the way per rant. What are you talking? Oh, yeah. Stop. No. Y'all are crazy. That makes me not even want to continue with this show. If you have a legitimate comment you want to get in, please get legitimate comments in. Brent, are you worried if we don't falter somehow in the regular season, we'll not get hot in the postseason? I don't know that makes a lick of sense. But I'll tell you this, Brent. This weekend, y'all aren't going to like this. I'm going to pick Texas to beat LSU 2 out of 3 this weekend. I think LSU has a very high ceiling. However, it concerns me that the pitchers struggle to throw strikes. And I don't know what LSU offensively is going to be against elite pitching because they haven't seen an elite pitcher yet. I don't give a rip that LSU scored 11 runs against UNO, a team from the Southland with a staff ERA north of 7. And by the way, you could say, well, look what you did this weekend against Missouri and SEC squad. Missouri's about on par with UNO, period. They were their arms were 86 to 90. They ain't no good. They came in 500. That is a terrible Missouri team that you swept, and it was sleepy. So, no, I'm not impressed by that. LSU goes on the road to Texas and takes 2 out of 3. I'll be impressed. But if you're worried about a falter, you're worried about being humbled, I think you're in line for that this weekend. The reality check of what the grind in the SEC is going to be like is coming this weekend. Thaddeus, 20-1 is LSU's best start since the 90s. We're not perfect by any means, but this is a special team. Got to throw strikes. Got to throw strikes against good opponents. I get it. The record's fine and impressive and all that good stuff. I don't care that you beat UNO. I don't care that you beat Missouri. I mean, I'm care that you beat Missouri because it's 3 SEC games and they all count the same. But, man, if you're ignoring the fact that who they played, you're setting yourself up for a disappointment. Okay, let's see. Maybe one more. Austin, how do you think Einstein will pan out in the SEC games on the mound? Great question. I don't know. That's another one. Amazing arm talent that has all the scouts interested. And, last week, didn't struggle with command, just didn't miss many bats. So I don't think Texas is a great offensive team. Have a great opportunity for a bounce back. Let's see if you can go do it. This is one of the great things about baseball. Baseball is a 56-game evolution. Let's go see what it looks like over 56. And can you continue to improve? It's a great thing about baseball. You're going to lose. You're going to lose games. You learn from your losses. You learn about your team. You keep getting better and improve. So hopefully you know the best version of yourself that's playing its best by the time you get to May and June. So that's what I want to see. So I think this team can certainly be capable of doing it. Okay, y'all, let's get out of here. Please smash that like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel. If you're new, please hit the bell so you're notified whenever we post a new video or when we go live. Remember, we're here live after each LSU game, so thank you for being here with us. If you're listening or watching on demand, shout out. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all greatly. If you're on podcast, subscribe on your favorite podcast app. If you're on YouTube, same thing goes. Subscribe, hit the bell, smash the like button, all that good stuff. And let a friend know if they love the Tigers. We got you here every single day for Locked On LSU, your team every day.